Welcome to our July 2020 edition of Aria412. Our theme for this month, Opera States of Mind, our tribute to music about America. We are delighted to have with us an amazingly talented cast of Americans. After other people hear us, maybe they'll let us back into Europe, but I doubt it. For this show, we brought the singers to us in socially distanced recording joy. We continue to experiment with formats and hope that you enjoy the music at least as much as we enjoy bringing old friends over and air hugging them while standing 12 feet apart at all times. I feel the love, and that love is coming from a varied cast that includes Tracey Parsons, woo! Louise Van Mook, Jenna Ziccardi, Zoe Soteres, Franklin Mosley, Rich Williams, Rob Frankenberry. And we also have accompanying us this evening, both Matt, the Masked Avenger Gillespie, and Walter, I want more Morales. The Aria412 Brain Trust is, as it has always been, Desiree Tennessee Soteres, and Kelly, don't call me Lynchburg, even though I like Jack Daniels Lynch. And I am your MC, the inimitable Quarantinator Soteres. But enough about me, let's get to the music, starting with Jenna Ziccardi. Jen, hello.
Hello.
You're singing Volta la Tarea by Giuseppe Verdi, or as I like to call him, Joe Green. I have to ask, wouldn't it have been even better if Kermit the Frog had sung It's Not Easy Being Verdi?
I think I would enjoy that, actually.
So Sesame Street, if you're listening, lots of education happening here at Aria412. Now this song is from an opera called A Masked Ball. What is this song and what is it doing here in this Masked Ball opera?
So at this point in the opera, a gentleman has just come in to speak with Ricardo, who is the governor of Boston, and he's talking to him about a witch in the area practicing witchcraft. And Oscar knows of this woman, and in the aria he kind of is defending her by talking of her abilities in astrology and fortune telling, and also throwing in a little bit of a spooky mix, I think, to scare them a little bit, saying that she is in cohort with the devil as well.
Sweet. Okay. And this song reminds you of America because...
Well, I mean, there was a lot of witch trials.
So Kermit the Frog singing Volta la Tarea to Miss Piggy by Joe Green. I've got it. Are you ready to sing?
I'm so ready.
Yeah, totally ready by now. See, I help. This is me helping make you feel the same. All right.
So good.
Take it away, please.
La sua pupilla quando alle belli il fin predice mesto felice del loro amor mesto felice del loro amor ecco non c'è vero d'accordo ognor ecco non c'è vero d'accordo ognor sì e con Lucifero d'accordo ognor chi lo profetica sua canafera passi il mare voli alla guerra le sue vicende soavi amare da questa prende del dubbio cuor da questa prende del dubbio cuor ecco non c'è vero d'accordo ognor ecco non c'è vero d'accordo vero d'accordo ognor. Ah, 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 ah.
Next up, we have Franklin Mosley singing Bob's aria from Menotti's The Old Maid and the Thief. Franklin, my first question for you is, could you please translate Bob's aria for me? What does it mean?
When the air sings of summer, when the seasons change, he's got to go. He's a vagabond. That's what he does. He doesn't stay in one place for too long. And so, you know, now it's time for him to pack up and leave, or at least he's contemplating it.
I see. All right. Well, and The Old Maid and the Thief was one of the first operas composed entirely for radio. So it's kind of appropriate to a virtual concert that we sort of bring that into this. But why is it specifically an opera for radio? Is it because Bob is supposed to be hideous?
No, no. I honestly, if I recall correctly, I believe it was a commission for Menotti, and I want to say it was through either NBC or CBS, one of the old radio stations. And so he composed an opera for one of those formats, and he would later do the same thing for television. He would try to format opera to be suitable for television viewers.
So did video kill the Menotti radio star?
I think that's still up for debate.
Okay, still up for debate. Well, Franklin, it's always so great to have you with us. You've sung with us so many times now, I've lost count which one it is, but it's always a delight and a pleasure. I am ready. The air sings of summer. I must wander again, and you must sing.
Enjoy. Thank you.
When the air sings of summer, I must wander again. Sweet landlord is the sky, rich house is the plain. And to live is to wander through the sun and the rain. When the air sings of summer, I must wander again. First you wander in youth and joy, then you'll wander to still the fears in an old heart. First you'll wander to find your love, then you'll wander to hide your tears, for a wander must depart. When a man owns a house, he is a bird in a cage, whose captivity pains is sweetened with age. Oh, the sharp joy of freedom is my loss and my gain. When the air sings of summer, I must wander again.
Next up, I'm delighted to introduce my own lovely wife, Desiree Soteres, who is singing Rhode Island is Famous for You from Inside USA by Howard Dietz and Arthur Schwartz. So Desiree, I have to ask, is Rhode Island some kind of an inside joke?
No, it's just a state.
Okay. So you may not be aware, or maybe you are, that Dietz was a world-class hoarder. According to Wikipedia, he saved copies of every document relating to his career, as well as relating to his publicity campaigns of every MGM film he ever publicized. So that after his death, this vast trove of artifacts was donated to the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts. and it's the single largest archive on any person or subject at that location. Large enough, I'm told, to fill the entire state of Rhode Island. What is your thought on holding on to a bunch of old stuff?
I think it's a bad idea.
Well, at least you have held on to me, much to my good fortune. I hope I continue to be good old stuff instead of bad old stuff. And now it's time for Rhode Island is Famous for You. Desiree, please regale us.
Every state in the USA has something they can boast of. Some product that the state produces the most of. Rhode Island is little, but oh my, it has a product anyone would buy. Copper comes from Arizona, peaches come from Georgia, and lobster comes from Maine. They grow wheat where they know wheat in Nebraska, and Kansas gets bonanzas from the grain. Old whiskey comes from old Kentucky. Ain't the country lucky? New Jersey brings us glue. But you come from Rhode Island, and little old Rhode Island is famous for you. Pencils come from Pennsylvania, vests from West Virginia, and tents from Tennessee. They know mink where they grow mink in Wyoming. And a camp chair from New Hampshire, that's for me. And minnows come from Minnesota, coats come from Dakota, but why should you be blue? For you come from Rhode Island, don't let them ride Rhode Island, it's famous for you.
Next up, Kelly Lynch regales us with Take Care of This House by Leonard Bernstein from the musical 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The musical itself is considered a legendary flop, but it is now certainly not the only thing flopping at that address.
That's so true. It's such a poignant song. It's a beautiful song talking about how important our democracy is to us and that we really need to keep watch over bandits and keep them out of the house.
You have a famously encyclopedic knowledge of music. Now, how did you find this Bernsteinian gem amongst the ruins of one of his most flops? It was such a big flop that it was his last original score for Broadway. He refused to let them record the soundtrack at the end. He was so disgusted with the whole process, and it pretty much ended Bernstein on Broadway. So how do you know about it? How did you find it?
Well, it's from a book that I purchased at the library book sale at the Carnegie Library. They have every fall, probably not this fall. It was Bernstein on Broadway, and they have a few obscure things in there, including another piece that we did from a show called The Skin of Our Teeth, that actually Robert Frankenberry introduced me to. But this is in the back of the book from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and it's just a very lovely, poignant song.
Take care of this house, keep it from harm. If bandits break in, sound the alarm. Care for this house, shine it by hand, and keep it so clean the glow can be seen all over the land. Be careful night. Check all the doors. If someone makes off with a the dream will be yours. Take care of this house. Be always on a call. For this house is the hope of us all. Care for this house, shine it by hand, and keep it so clean the glow can be seen all over the land. Be careful at night, check all the doors. If someone makes off with a the dream will be yours. Take care of this house. Be always on a guard. Care for this house. It's the hope of us.
So Tracey Parsons, I believe this is your first time singing with Aria412. Do I have that right?
You do. It is my debut with Aria412, and I followed it for a while now and really have admired all of the performers who you have featured, and so it's an honor to make my debut with you here. I'm so excited.
Isn't it amazing that we've got all this talent centered here in Pittsburgh? It really is extraordinary, don't you think?
It is incredible. What a special place, especially for the cultural arts. You really can't beat it, with maybe some exception of coming close with New York, right? So I was thinking about New York with this.
Yeah, they try. You know,
They try.
God bless them. So, subject of New York, you know, that takes us to the song "Take Me Back to Manhattan," which you have selected by an obscure gentleman named Cole Porter. So who's that guy?
Oh, Cole Porter is one of my favorite American composers and lyricists. He wrote many songs, many of which appeared in musicals on Broadway, and a few of my favorites. This one is from one of the musicals that appeared on Broadway, Anything Goes. A great standard, and he really embodied the American composer and reflected it in his life as well. So definitely a fan.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, this is from a musical called Anything Goes, in which a lovelorn singer stows away on an ocean liner to woo heiress Hope Harcourt. And well, who hasn't done that, right? The ocean liner is heading from New York to London. So my question for you is, how does this song fit in? Why does he want to go back to Manhattan when he's headed for London?
Well, the beauty of, again, the beauty of the country and the beauty of Manhattan, no matter where you travel, whether it be through the States or, you know, across the water, you always want to come back home, back to Manhattan and back to the love of his life. So definitely taking me back to Manhattan. But Cole Porter also wrote songs about other places, of course, and I think it's I Love Paris and some others, but we are paying special tribute to America on this one. So Take Me Back to Manhattan.
Well, it's a time, I think, for you to take us all back to Manhattan. And see, for this song, you can drag it out as long as you like, because we'll be in quarantine for at least 2 weeks. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. That sounds great.
The more I travel across the gravel, the The more I sail the sea, the more I feel convinced of the fact New York's the town for me. Its crazy skyline is right in my line, and when I'm far away, I'm able to bear it for several hours. And then I break down and say, take me back to Manhattan, take me back to New York. I'm just longing to see once more my little home on the 100th floor. Can you, I'm gloomy, can you smile when I frown? I miss the east side, the west side, the north side, and the south side. So take me back to Manhattan, that dear old dirty town. Take me back to Manhattan, take me back to New York. I'm just longing to see once more that little home on the 100th floor. Can you wonder I'm gloomy? Can you smile when I frown? I miss the east side, the west side, the north side, and the south side. So take me back to Manhattan, that dear old dirty town. I miss the east side, the west side, the north side, and the south side. So take me back to Manhattan, that dear old dirty town. Take me back, take me back, take me back. Oh, I wanna go back to that dear old dirty town.
Ah, Zoe, it's so good to see you after that lovely little introduction you gave me while you were emceeing in my place last month.
Did you appreciate my honesty?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, the 3-hour, the 3-hour performance I gave in drag. At least you said it was a good. This song is by Zoe, who is my daughter. She's singing "Letter Bomb" from the musical American Idiot by Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day fame. Zoe, my question for you is American Idiot about me?
I don't know.
So many things. So many things you could say. Come on, you can admit it. I get it. Make fun of the boomer. Fine then.
You're not even a boomer.
I'm the dummy who failed the crash test. It's true. But, you know, most people can't make that distinction. Anyway, go on. Have your rebellion. Let her bomb away, Zoe.
I shall, Shorty.
All right. Take care there.
Where have all the people gone? The underbelly stacks up 10 and high. The dummy failed the crash test, collecting unemployment checks like a flunky the town big shop is running socialist. And you don't even know that you exist. Standing still when it's do or die. You better run for your life. It's not over until you're on the ground. It's not over before it's too late. I'm leaving the city. It's such a pity. It's not over before it's too late. There is nothing left to analyze. Where will all the martyrs go when the virus kills itself? And where will we all go and it's too late? Ow! And don't look back. You're not the Jesus of suburbia. The Saint Jimmy is a figment of your father's rage and your mother's love. Made me the idiot America. It's not over until you're on the ground. It's not over before it's too late. I'm leaving the city. It's such a pity. It's not over before it's too late. She said that I can't take this place. I'm leaving you tonight. She said that I can't take this town. I'm leaving you behind. I'm leaving you tonight. Tonight.
Rob Frankenberry,
What?
12-foot air hug. You are singing a song that is written in a foreign language. Just out of curiosity, how would you pronounce that?
Que ella mi creda.
You know, that is,
Fanciulla del West.
yeah, I was going to say it. Of course,
Yeah.
what you just said means,
The girl of the Golden West.
uh-huh,
Well, ella mi creda means tell her that I said.
yeah,
Tell her I believe this, basically.
let her believe.
Tell her it's all good.
And it is from, as you said, an opera called The Girl of the West by a guy named Giacomo Puccini. So, Rob,
Yeah.
I have a few questions for you. What's going on when you sing Let Her Believe? Are they about to go out and shoot some bison or something?
No. Well, first of all, what you have to understand is what might be a problematic phrase, spaghetti western. This is the original spaghetti western. It's literally a play about California and the gold rush by great Broadway legend and producer David Belasco. And in this play, you've got legendary bad guy Ramirez, who is currently going by the name Dick Johnson, for reals, yo. And he has fallen in love with Minnie, who is the Fanciulla, the girl of the Golden West. And she's pretty awesome, because she actually comes, in the original production, she came riding on stage with a rifle, riding horseback to save him. At this point, they've caught up with Dick Johnson, and they're about to execute him. And he's just said, my last wish is, let her believe that I turned to a new life, and the days have passed and I just haven't returned because I never turned back to being bad. She was the sole flower of my life, and let her believe that she did good for me.
So I do have a couple more questions for you. Do Italian cowboys eat spaghetti when they are on the range?
I mean, I think it depends on how long it's been since they went to, the grocery store.
A last question.
Yes.
Is it okay to yodel in an opera?
I mean, it depends on what you mean by yodel. If you mean exceptionally wide vibrato, that's going to happen to any tenor you've ever met singing this.
So it's a fine line is what you're telling me.
Yes. It's a fine, fine line.
There you go. I always learn something when I MC Aria 412. Thank you, Rob, for making this fun and educational.
You're welcome.
Please, everyone's waiting now. Please sing.
Che la mi creda libero e lontano sopra una nuova via di redenzione aspetterà ch'io torni e passeranno i giorni, e passeranno i giorni, ed io non tornerò, ed io non tornerò. Minni della mia vita, mio solo fiore. Minni che m'hai voluto tanto bene, tanto bene. Tu della mia vita, mio solo fior.
Louise singing Any Place I Hang My Hat Is Home from St. Louis Woman by Harold Arlen and Johnny Mercer. Many people argue that this is Arlen's best score, and this about a guy who wrote The Wizard of Oz and my favorite, Lydia the Tattooed Lady. Who is singing this song and what's going on?
So in the context of the musical, the character's name is Della, and she's a free and easy gal. Basically, the whole piece is just about how no matter where you are, who you meet, where you're from, anywhere you go, any place can be home, as long as you find people to connect with and enjoy. So
I think we're good. We're ready to hear Any Place I Hang My Hat Is Home. Louise, thank you so much. Take it away.
Free and easy, that's my style. How do you do me? Watch me smile. Fare thee well me after a while, 'cause I gotta roam, and any place I hang my hat is home. Sweetening water, cherry wine, thank you kindly, suits me fine. Kansas City, Caroline, that's my honeycomb, 'cause any place I hang my hat is home. Birds roosting in the tree, pick up and go, and the going proves that's how it ought to be. I pick up too Howdy, stranger, so long, friend. There's a voice in the lonesome wind that keeps whispering, roam. I'm going where a welcome mat is, no matter where that is, 'cause any place I hang my hat is home. Birds roosting in the tree, pick up and go, and the going proves that's how it ought to be. I pick up too when the spirit moves me. Cross the river, round the bend. Howdy, stranger, so long, friend. There's a voice in the lonesome wind that keeps whispering, roam. I'm going where a welcome mat is, no matter where that is, 'cause any place I hang my hat is home.
Ah, Rich Williams, my nemesis. Social distancing prevents you from singing a dashing duet with my wife. You are thwarted. I win, the rest of the world loses. You are singing...
Always.
Always. You are singing Beautiful City, a French song, I suppose, from Godspell by Stephen Schwartz. My question for you is, if God were to misspell something, would we all have to start writing it like that?
Absolutely.
Good, okay. If one Godspell is a Godspell, what are two of them?
Also Godspell.
Is it God spells?
I'm going to say it's both singular and plural.
Or is it God's spell?
Since it's actually a form of the word gospel, I'm going to say that it works as a singular and a plural.
Okay. Well, that you've anticipated my next question. What the heck is a Godspell? Literally, if you're an Anglo-Saxon fan, it's just a good story. But you're right. Gospel is the good news or a good story.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you use it in a sentence?
Can God spell Kip Soteres? Lord only knows.
I can't use it in a sentence. I mean, yesterday my daughter asked me not to tell her a bad story. She would prefer a gospel. That's the best I can do in a pen.
That'll work.
In any case, Rich, what is the Beautiful City?
Beautiful City is just a song of hope and kind of a reflective nature. I did a little research just to give you a quick history. So it wasn't actually part of the original musical by Stephen Schwartz. It was written for the film version in 1973. You might remember that film as being kind of campy with clown makeup and Superman t-shirt and things like that. So it was a hoot. But the film version of Beautiful City was really kind of an up-tempo, like a rollicking little song that they sang while they were strolling through the empty streets of New York. Stephen Schwartz actually reimagined this song in 1993, shortly after the riots in Los Angeles following the Rodney King beating. Became more of a ballad, a much slower, more reflective song. The lyrics changed. They've changed a couple of times since then. In fact, the version I'm singing is from the 2011 Broadway revival. But in 93 was when the lyric changed to not a city of angels, but we can build a city of man. The city of angels referring to Los Angeles, which was, the proximate discussion topic at the time. So given where we are today, still fighting this fight, trying to achieve a world that's more socially just for everyone, beautiful city just really seemed like, the right song for this time. So I wanted to sing it.
That's a beautiful sentiment. Can't wait to hear you sing it. Thank you so much for sharing.
Out of the ruins and rubble, out of the smoke, out of our night of struggle, can we see a ray of hope? One pale thin ray reaching for the day we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels, but we can build a city of man. We may not reach the ending, but we can start. Slowly but truly mending, brick by brick, heart by heart. Now, maybe now, we start learning how we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels, but we can build a city of man. When your trust is all but shattered, when your faith is all but killed, we can give up, bitter and battered, or you can slowly start to build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels, but finally a city of man. A city of man.
And I am back with glaring video inconsistencies from the rest of the show, including the fact that I'm indoors, my glasses are gone, and my t-shirt is yellow. That was a beautiful song, Rich. Thanks so much for sharing it. And we are ready now to close out the evening with You Walk With Me from The Full Monty, brought to you by Desiree and Zoe. So here we go, a song about walking, and with no detectable connection to America or states. I love it. Take it away, Desiree and Zoe.
Is it the wind over my shoulder? Is it the wind that I hear gently calling me? Are you alone?
We are Aria412, and that's our show for this evening. Our deepest gratitude again to the amazingly talented performers who are giving their time and their hearts so openly for our enjoyment. Tracey Parsons, Louise Van Mook, Jenna Ziccardi, Zoe Soteres, Franklin Mosley, Rich Williams, and Rob Frankenberry. And accompanying us, Matt Gillespie and Walter Morales. Our brain trust is and always will be Desiree Soteres and Kelly Lynch. Please continue to tune in and like us on YouTube and Facebook. And don't miss the second great new episode of Up Close and Personal, the new operatic talk show featuring Desiree and Kelly, along with a range of operatic and other musical guests from the greater Pittsburgh area. We'll see you the next time. See you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.